Welcome to Arkansas Wildlife. Deer season is pretty much winding down here in the natural state. There's still the Christmas holiday modern gun hunt, muzzleloading hunt in a few deer zones, and also a youth deer hunt right after the first of the year. But as deer season winds down, we thought it would be a good opportunity to take a look at chronic wasting disease one last time and see how it's affected the 2016 deer season here in Arkansas. Also this week, we're not going to cook a Christmas goose, but we are going to cook a Christmas duck. We're going to go over and see Keith Stevens, the Chief of Communications at the Game and Fish Commission, and also our in-house barbecue expert. And he's going to give us some pointers on smoking a Christmas duck. But first up this week, it is Christmas, and one of our favorite holiday traditions is the annual Christmas duck hunt with Wiley Meacham in Monroe County. We're going to revisit the Christmas hunt with Wiley from 2 years ago and hope you enjoy one of the most popular segments from the show's past. All that and this week's winner of a free hunting and fishing license right after this break. Arkansas Wildlife is brought to you in part by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Academy. Christmas traditions come in all shapes and sizes, but this one is a perfect fit for us. For the past several years, we've celebrated Christmas with a duck hunt at Wiley Meacham's Piney Creek Ducks near Monroe. Like most duck hunting adventures, it's about much more than shooting ducks.
Me. And some folks are still in bed. I hope they're enjoying themselves.
Fellowship aside, it doesn't hurt to have mallards in the hole.
Bust him, bust him, bust him.
Meacham has been hunting this land for the better part of 7 decades. It started as a means to protect his father's rice crop from marauding waterfowl.
I was about 12 years old, and my dad had started in rice farming a year or two before that.
Rice farmers used binders in those days, shocking the rice in the field. The harvest often didn't take place until October or November.
Those darn ducks would come in and they'd land in those rice fields and tear those shocks down and just eat all the rice up.
Meacham's father sent him into the fields with a double-barrel bird gun to scare away the ducks.
I got started wanting to kill some of them, and I'd crawl around in the rice fields, and every once in a while I'd kill one.
These days, Meacham's hunts are a little more sophisticated. He hunts the flooded bottoms around Big Piney Creek, just a couple of miles from his birthplace. At 82, Meacham still enjoys sharing his passion for duck hunting with family, friends, and guests. The cast of characters varies, but the usual crew includes Meacham's son Steve and Duck Club partner Don Thompson. This year's Christmas hunt at Wiley's Hole included an icy boat ride. And even though the ducks weren't flying as well as we wanted, we tried to make the most of the opportunities they gave us.
Bust him, bust him, bust him.
Where's your stringer, sir?
You're not doing your job.
Do it, do it, do it.
When Wiley shoots them down, DT gets them. That's my position at this duck club.
Yeah, okay. You're not gonna have to do much retrieving.
Good hunting comes and goes, but the good times are more reliable.
Joe says, "Hey, let me tell you something about that, Steve. Let me tell you something about that Steve Meacham." He said, he's talking about me shooting them spinners. I saw him. He shot the heck out of that thing. And I go
shot the
I
wing
go
off
there and
one
look,
of them.
is that right, John, or where it is? But the tail had those holes through it. Steve said, I shot under it.
Not only cook, you retrieve to it.
I guess he got tired of flying and came back.
That's Wiley's duck.
Shoot.
Greenheads.
And a black duck, too. A nice way to end the day. Well, almost. Hunts at Wiley's Hole usually end with breakfast in a surprisingly well-appointed kitchen just 50 yards behind the hole. Joe Weiss, one of the owners of the long-standing Blue and White restaurant in Tunica, Mississippi, keeps the hungry hunters at bay with a Piney Creek specialty, sauteed teal with green onions and garlic. You can always count on good times at Wiley's Hole.
Wiley, lead it out, buddy.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Arkansas Wildlife is brought to you in part by the Arkansas Game and Fish Foundation. Support wildlife and conservation education in the natural state. Become a member today. Deer season is nearing its conclusion here in the natural state, giving Arkansas Game and Fish Commission wildlife managers a clearer picture of the impact of chronic wasting disease. State wildlife officials learned in February that a cow elk taken in October 2015 by a hunter in Newton County had tested positive for CWD. First identified in 1967 in northeastern Colorado, CWD is a fatal disease that affects deer, elk, and other members of the deer family. Arkansas became the 24th state where the disease has been found, triggering a statewide response that's nearing the end of its first year.
Our commission quickly approved a CWD response plan, and our staff worked in mid-March to go in that Newton County area and collect samples, random samples from 262 deer within that area, and that was our phase 1 sampling. And from that phase 1 effort, unfortunately, we found a prevalence rate of roughly 23%.
Over the next several months, the Game and Fish Commission expanded its sampling efforts to determine the reach of the disease outside of the core area in Newton County. Since February, Game and Fish has tested more than 3,000 deer for CWD.
1,600 of those have been road-killed animals from every county in the state. We've collected another 300 or so samples from reported sick or dead deer that were found, and then we've collected about 1,100 or so hunter-harvested samples to date.
CWD has been detected in 150 white-tailed deer and 6 elk. The disease has been limited to 7 counties in northern Arkansas.
We created a CWD management zone, which was 10 counties in north central Arkansas, and did some things like remove antler restrictions for that area, increased our bag limit in that area. We also implemented a restriction to restrict baiting only from September 1st through December 31st. So as a reminder, in those 10 counties, that concludes December 31st, so must stop all baiting in that area at that time.
After receiving test results from the remainder of deer season, Game and Fish will examine the data and make recommendations for next season. But looking back on Arkansas's first deer season since CWD detection, it appears the natural state hasn't experienced the decline in hunting participation or license sales that have affected other states with CWD.
Overall, at this point, as season is winding down, we're very pleased with how the season has progressed. We're approaching 190,000 deer checked at this point, and expect that we'll exceed 200,000 for the year. Within the CWD management zone, harvest has actually increased, which was something that we were very pleased to see. We were going into the season concerned that people might not hunt there, but it appears that those concerns were unfounded. The hunters have responded, and we're pleased to see that, and they've harvested record numbers of deer within some of those counties within the CWD management zone. So hunter participation has been good. License sales has remained strong, and so we are what would appear to be one of the few states that have experienced this in the first year post-detection of CWD. So we're very thankful for the hunters that have continued to come out and enjoy the outdoors and enjoy deer hunting, and hope that continues into the next season.
All right, I told you we weren't going to cook a Christmas goose, but instead we're going to cook a Christmas duck. And so we're enlisting the help of Keith Stevens. He's not only the Chief of Communications at the Game and Fish Commission, but also our resident barbecue and smoked meats expert. Keith, you've been a top finisher in the Memphis in May barbecue contest in the past.
I have, yeah.
So,
everybody else just withdrew.
so nobody better than Keith at Game and Fish to tell us how to smoke some ducks. So what are we going to do today?
Well, we're going to take some of these mallards, and we're going to put a little rub on them. We're going to put some fruit in them, stuff them, and char them up a little bit just to get a little bark on the outside of it, and then we're going to smoke them.
Let's get started. What's step number one? Okay, well, this is something that actually I learned recently about a good thing to do with ducks is to kind of pierce the skin so that the fat renders a little bit. Basically go around it, just kind of pierce it a little bit. After you get to that point, just spray a little bit of butter-flavored cooking spray on it. Mostly the reason why I do it is just to make sure that the rub sticks to it. Just spray a little bit on there. And then this is just a rub that I made. Is this specially for duck, or is this? It's kind of a poultry more. Okay. Just spread it on there. You want to give it a good coating.
because that'll actually turn into a bark. The best thing that's in it, I think, is turbinado sugar. It's unrefined
okay.
sugar. You know, once you get it to that point, you want to stuff it. I like to use citrus, cut up some apples, cut up some oranges, some limes, stick them in the cavity. Real simple. Just as many as you can get down in there.
It's whatever you
Force
can stuff in there, huh?
some more in there, then go ahead and do it. Let's put some lime in there and finish it off that way. All right. Then you're good. Ready to go on the grill.
All right, we're all stuffed, rubbed, ready to go. Man, look at that smoke. What kind of wood you got in there?
I've just
Keith?
got a little bit of peach and some lump charcoal. Not very much. You don't want to put a whole bunch of smoke in it. So anyway, we just put it on there. I like to get a little sear on it, just enough to put some marks on it. I think it looks better. If you've got a good fire going, it doesn't take very long, and that you don't want to burn it. The skin will start to catch on fire. So you just kind of want to get just some marks on it. That's where all the flavor is. You know, obviously the skin's going to be a big part of that.
One thing that I know you do in all kinds of meat, you baste it with something, but it's especially important with wild game like a duck. It's, you know, we do have some fat in there, but the meat is lean and can be dried out easily.
It's
so
real easy.
You've got a mop here that you're using to keep the meat wet.
Yeah, it's real simple. Put some orange juice in it, you know, a little sweetness with some honey, balsamic vinegar, and some molasses, and that's basically it.
Okay, so you ready to
Sure.
mop some of that on
Let's do
there,
that. Let's
baste
put
it
it
a
on
little
there.
bit? Okay.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Yeah, this is the best part here because you get to see what.
Oh yeah.
And you got a good aroma coming off of it.
Oh, it does smell. You can smell that balsamic in there.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
It's simple.
All right, Keith, it's been smoking for an hour. This is the next step in the process.
Right.
We're going to kind of tint it in a pan and sort of steam it almost,
Real-
right?
so we'll
Man,
just
that's looking
take it.
good. Look at the color of that. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's really important. You can already see they start to pull away from the bone, so it's just about there. It won't take
Wow.
more than an hour. You don't need to cook it all day, but we'll put a little bit of beer in there. We'll seal it up with some aluminum foil. And it's just going to steam. Throw it right back on there. You don't really want it over direct heat. You want to make sure that it's away from it. There you go for an hour.
Okay, another hour or so in the under the foil
Right.
with the beer steaming it, and you say we should be ready now, huh?
This is the point that you've been looking forward to. All
yeah,
this
you better
work and
believe it.
everything. So yeah, we're just going to take it off, and we'll be ready to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Woo!
That's not bad.
Smells good, looks good. The only thing we need to know now is if it tastes good. But I got a good feeling about that.
I think it will.
Okay.
It's a good spot.
Come on,
All right,
man. Come on.
So let's get it over
Making me
here,
wait.
And let's put it on there and see kind of what we got here.
Oh my goodness! Look how tender that is.
Yeah.
Get some of that skin there. Let's see. It's a
It'll
winner.
work.
It's
All
a
right.
winner.
Good.
It's a winner. Keith, thank you so much,
You
man.
bet.
Good
Thanks for
job.
having me. I appreciate it.
This is the last show. We'll have a weekly hunting and fishing license winner, but don't forget, next week, the final episode of the season, we'll be drawing for the grand prize. You've still got a few days to enter. Here's how you do it. Arkansas Wildlife presents the 2016 Watch and Win giveaway. During each first run episode of Arkansas Wildlife, we'll give away an Arkansas resident hunting and fishing license, a $35.50 value provided by Academy Sports and Outdoors. At the end of the year, we'll award the 2016 Grand Prize, a lifetime hunting and fishing license provided by Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, along with $1,000 worth of sporting goods gift cards provided by the Arkansas Game and Fish Foundation. Here's how it works. Visit the Game and Fish Commission's website at agfc.com and click on the Arkansas wildlife icon to enter. This week's winner is Stanley Aldridge from Alma. Congratulations and thanks for watching.